guys, so we're here at the Tim Gardner NPC Extravaganza and Tampa Pro Show. Just got done competing. This is my first time at this event. This is the probably top show in the state of Florida. A lot of the top pros from all over the world come here. This is the end-all be-all of shows in Florida. So this is my first time, and competed in Masters Physique, Open and Classic, and then regular Physique, Masters and Classic. I think I got top 3, possibly won one of the categories we'll see tonight. But tough classes and tough show, but I'm happy with how I did. So this is definitely a all-year-around sport. Typically, they have a 20-week diet for contest prep, and you have a base diet, and then you start cutting down. The last 9 weeks was nothing but protein powder, fish, rice, and asparagus. 7 meals a day, nothing sexy. Cardio twice a day, 45 minutes. A lot of blood, sweat, tears, and moodiness, hunger, you name it, exhaustion. It feels like somebody slapped you with a brick across your face, but it's worth it, you know? Basically, the tendency is you want to go crazy and eat everything. You can have a couple days of that, but you really want to get back into structured eating, maybe a couple cheat meals a week, but eating, you know, very clean, healthy during the week, and then you'll start adding in some of your favorite healthy foods, but not going berserk and eating Oreos every day. Been there, done that before, and you'll swell up and get a lot of water weight. And so if you want to maintain somewhat of a, obviously being in a show, you can't maintain this leanness, but a good physique, I'd say a couple cheat meals a week, and you know, start adding food back slowly. There is no trying to do this. I would say if somebody ever tells me, hey, I'm thinking about doing a show, my answer to them is you're not ready, because you can't think about doing a show. You have to be 100%. This will take over your life. It is a all-in commitment. If you've got family, they have to know this is the most selfish sport in America. You have to be 100% focused on you, and you can't vary. There's no give. There's no cheating. There's no, hey, I didn't eat this meal, or I missed this, or I missed that. This is a sport of perfection and very detailed, meticulous, a lot of work. But if you are willing to go through it, you need to find somebody that probably has done it before. Help them, let them help you. Structure it for you so you don't have to think about it, and follow the plan. And follow that one plan all the way through. And don't listen to anybody else, because you'll have about 50 other people telling you, do this, do that, do this, do that. Follow that one person. Yeah, I mean, this sport makes you mentally tough. Now, on the other hand, you do go through a lot of emotional up and downs. There's a little bit of body dysmorphia, and we all have it at some point. We all think, there's times in this prep I thought I looked like crap, and you don't, but you feel like it, you know. So mental health wise, I mean, it builds you to be stronger, but it will break you down. There's no doubt that you will have your highest highs and your lowest lows in the same prep. Never leave anything on the table. Never, if you can look at yourself at the end of the day and you did everything that you can do and you didn't miss a beat, at the end, it's a judgment. Somebody's going to judge you, and it's an opinion. But as long as you've done your best and you've left everything, no stone, you know, hey, it's a win. A lot of people don't have the guts to do this. It's hard. You know what? I get anxiety every time I go on stage. For the last week, I have anxiety, horrible. I don't like to be on stage. Believe it or not. But I'm up there, and it's a battle in your mind, your body, everything. So, my advice is give it everything you got, and if you don't meet your goal, pick yourself up, get better, find out what you need to do, and do it. Just keep going. I rely a lot on my wife. She's honestly probably the best thing to help me through this. I can be a pain in the ass, but you just honestly sometimes the old saying, "After your feelings," like it doesn't matter. That's the thing that you have to tell yourself is like it doesn't matter how you feel. That a feeling is a feeling. It'll change. It flip-flops. What do you have to do? And that's probably you have to dig deep inside you and say, what it doesn't matter if I feel like it. Am I going to do it or not? That's it. Yeah, I use the Action Sledge protein. I make protein waffles 7 a day. Sugar-free syrup. I use their aminos as well. I use ashwagandha for stress support, cortisol, fish oil, vitamin D, pre-workout. I go between different pre-workouts, a couple different ones, creatine, and every energy drink known to man. I've been known to down about 1,000 milligrams of caffeine.
What's your go-to energy drink?
Red Lines. All right, so recap from the Tampa Pro. Great show. Didn't quite get to first, but I got second place in Masters Classic, which is your over 40. So old guys like me. And then I got second place in the Open men's physique, which honestly was surprising because that's me versus 20-year-olds and 25-year-olds, and I was probably the oldest guy on that stage, and that one is, I did not expect. I honestly thought I might have gotten first, but another guy got it. It was pretty close, but really surprising. I was pleased, and then I got third in the Masters physique. So it's weird that I did better against the 20-year-olds than I did against the 40-year-olds. Who knows? Judging, right? You go there to get judged, and whatever moment it is, you get judged in that moment. So don't really understand it, but you know what? The good news is I qualified for nationals. So September 1st, I'm going to be leaving actually August the 30th, fly to Pittsburgh. NPC North Americans. This is for my pro card. Top 2 in a category receive their IFBB, which is the best of the best. That's your professional pro card. So that's a goal. We'll see how I do. I wasn't peaked for this show. I didn't do any water depletion or anything. I actually literally ate my same meals, walked on stage, and almost won. So I was probably at about 90% for the show. I wasn't at my best, but I certainly pushed as hard as I could, and 3.5 weeks from now, I'll be ready for the North Americans and ready to go. Probably the hardest prep, and honestly, probably one of the hardest times of my overall life. You just take my job in general. I work 60 hours a week. This is not a walk in the park by any stretch. At 42 years old, having to put in 60-hour weeks, it's exhausting. It's utterly exhausting, especially for a competitor. It's not, concrete work or physical work, but when your day starts at 5:30 a.m. and your day ends at midnight, and you're not getting enough rest, and that adds up over time, and you're on a detailed schedule, it adds up. You've got 19-hour days, and on top of that, your family wants your time, work wants your time, everybody wants your time. And I've said it before, this sport, it's a selfish sport in the fact that you have to focus on you. There's no team. I can't tag somebody in and go work out for me. All my decisions have to be based on what's best for the show, and having to say no to people and having to try to socialize is like trying to go to a dinner and you're bringing your food, or and it's awkward, and you've got your partner who they want the same level of they want your time and your energy, and you got no energy. And then back in March, my mom had got the vaccine shot and had a real bad reaction to it, and started with shingles and ended up in the hospital with kidney failure and was in a catatonic state. She actually almost died several times, and there was a point where we didn't know if she was going to make it. In fact, the kidney doctor had told us, they said, her sodium was so low that he thought she was going to die that day. And she's still not right. This has been, since March, and basically in the ICU 4 different times. I was a point of care person for my mom. My dad also had melanoma surgery and cataract surgery. During that time, I had to drive him on 2 separate days for the eye surgery, and then he had his melanoma surgery, and then when I got the point of care, all those decisions go through me. And there's a host of pressure of making decisions, stressed about the safety and well-being of your family, and you still add on that 60-hour work week and the demands of people, expectations. They always say about people's expectations, right? There's people have a host of them, and trying to keep up with everybody and please everybody. And there's a point where in this prep, I thought I might lose it. I mean, there was many times where I had my points where I thought I was about to break, and in this sport, there is no missing workouts, there is no missing meals, there's no give, because if you do, you will lose, and you will lose because of yourself, and you will get on that stage and have regrets and doubts, and it's hard to lose for anybody. I mean, it's hard for me to lose. Nobody likes losing. But if I lose and I've done everything I can do, I'm okay with it. You get judged, and rest assured, you will be judged. I told Chris earlier, I said, you sign up to be judged. You may not like what they have to say, and I've had plenty of those moments too. But you sign up for it, and it's Judgment Day. That show day, that minute 30 seconds that I get on stage, it's Judgment Day. And that year, it's a solid year of work, of off-season, of building, and breaking down, and then cutting. And the show looks great. Everybody sees these lights and the cameras and the tan, and it looks great. They don't see the suffering. They don't see people like me, where I'm got my hands in my face, broken down. They don't see it. So people say, "Oh, I want to compete. I want to compete." I'm like, no, the hell you don't, because you don't got the balls to do it. You don't. Can you put your hands in your face and literally be at your breaking point, and then pick yourself up at 5 a.m. when your legs are so bad you can't move, where you're having to pop ibuprofen just to function, just to get up, just to walk, not to go work out. I mean, to walk. And that's the stuff that I had to go through. This prep, my family, all the stuff with my family, and then a couple weeks before the show, I got T-boned 30 feet from my house. Burned my leg. Honestly, I was afraid to look down. They hit me on my side. Thankfully, I was with, my better half, and she's never been in an accident in her life. And this is the first one. Of course, it's with me. And we had just left the bank. Went through, this guy slams into me, hits me, both airbags go. I thought my leg was honestly smashed. I was scared to look down. And the airbag blew up on my leg and burned my leg pretty bad. And I'm sitting here thinking, I'm out of the show. It's over. I just wasted a year of my life. I'm, effed, so to speak. There ain't no way, ain't no proper way. I'm effed. And that night, I sat there and I just, felt sorry for myself. I was pissed. And then I looked at myself. I looked at my leg. I'm like, oh my God, it's burned up. It's bruised up. My car's totaled. We're okay, but the reality of like my leg, I may not make this show. I don't know if I can walk. And the next day, I literally hobbled through cardio, hobbled on the treadmill upstairs my house, in pain, grabbing on the side rails, literally just grinding my teeth. I was in such pain. And icing my leg afterwards, in literally a week straight of me hobbling and just almost to the point of probably crying like he probably wouldn't even want to know. And I just said, I'm not quitting. I can't. And I did it. Yeah, so made it. Got a new car, got that taken care of, and so it's been a challenge, man. My family, all this stuff, it doesn't stop. As the prep goes on, there's more work and less food, so you're more exhausted, right? And then you have posing. Now you're posing every day. Now you're squeezing your muscle. And if you don't think posing's hard, I'll challenge anybody out there. You go squeeze every muscle in your body for 15 seconds. See if you can hold it without shaking. You will start sweating within 30 seconds, and next thing you know, you'll be out of breath. You'll think you might die. So it looks easy, but I've made people pose, and they're like shaky. It's hard. So then you're just like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to pose. I don't want to do cardio. I don't want to go to the gym. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to go to work. I can't tell you how many times I'm like, I looked at my wife and she goes, I don't freaking want nothing. Like, to even think about walking in this building or that building, thinking about walking in the grocery store. Like, the thought of moving is repulsive. Like, that bad. That when somebody says they're tired, like, no, you're not. No, you're not. You don't understand what tired is. Tired where you can't pick your leg up tired. Where even for you to move a muscle is like a big deal. That's the level of exhaustion you get to where, and then, the last week, the anxiety. Because I told Chris, I said, I don't like to be on stage. I'm shy. I'm actually very shy. Not with people like up close, but I'm somebody that, like, I'm a very private person. I don't like a lot of spotlight. I don't have social media. I don't do any of that. I'm very, very private. So it's very hard for me to get on stage. Like, I don't crave that attention. I crave the competition because I'm an athlete and I'm a competitor. But the spotlight and all that drama stuff, like, it's not for me. I don't care. I don't do it for that. I do it for myself. They're like, oh, why don't you? I'm like, it's not for that. It's because it's in here. It's in here, not the cameras and all the other BS that goes with it. So that part's the reward. But stage, I'm like, scared to death, terrified, anxiety, and the whole week, self-doubt, mental battles of, I can't do this. Like, I don't want to get on there. I don't want to do this. I don't want to pose. I don't want to do it. I don't want to. And then, you start thinking about, I'm just going to eat what I want. I'm just going to, I'll just have a Pop-Tart. I'll just have you start doing dumb, like, in your mind. You start thinking, like, I don't have to do cardio today. I'm a week out. Like, 20 weeks straight of dieting, whole year. And all of a sudden, you got 7 days of stupidity in your brain thinking you can start doing wild stuff. I didn't do it. I didn't cheat, so. Mystery solved. No, I didn't cave. Now, after the show, Maggiano's and Frescos, and I got my fix in. I'm back on my diet. I'm not cheating anymore. So no cheats until after the first. But yeah, it's a whole another battle of just will, and it's hard for people to understand. It's like when you go somewhere, there is many times during this prep where I sat in restaurants and I ate nothing. Well, everybody, I mean, when I say nothing, I mean zero. Nothing. Water. And it's hard. And it's angering. And it makes you pissed because you're smelling the food, but your family wants you around. They want you to be there, and you're trying to be everything to everybody. You're trying to fulfill your obligations to be that person. And, as competitors, again, there's these points where, even me, I had to draw some lines, and they're tough lines where the word no to people is hard. And I had to make some of those things and, cut off some, no more, can't do it. This is too much for me. And there's sacrifices on both sides. Your family sacrifices, and that's hard to remember too, because you're already so drained that you think you're making all the sacrifices, but your family they're sacrificing too. May not be the same sacrifice, but it's a sacrifice. So it all goes in that selfishness that you're so ultra focused on yourself that it's hard to give to other people, because you got to pour everything into it, and if you don't, you can't do this sport. It's just can't. There's no give. So for people that want to get into this, I just warn them, careful what you want, because this is not for everybody. This is for a select few, and honestly, just being healthy, there's nothing wrong with just being healthy and train. And so this is for a few select, and know the cost. Like, if you are thinking about competing, that's great, and I'm all for it. But I'm a realist. Like, you will sacrifice, your family will sacrifice, and you will fight. There will be fights, and there will be plenty of time to, you will want to quit more times than not. So if you're going to do it, do it. If you're not, enjoy your life, be healthy, and that's it. John Meadows, so they call him, the Mountain Dog. Mountain Dog died, and I followed John Meadows, one of the, top guys. But just a great person. Family man. He came from Wall Street. He was in the financial industry way before bodybuilding. He did not start there. And as far as training and innovation and health, and he came on the scene with just knowledge that nobody had really been talking about. He really was getting into some unique concepts on training and diet that nobody had talked about. And he wrote for a ton of magazines. He had his own channel, his own granite supplements, and just a really nice guy. I met him a couple years back at Tampa Pro when he competed. Super nice guy. His conditioning, he was a prep coach as well. I know several people that worked with John, and John had prior colon issues that he had his colon removed, and then he had a blood clotting disorder, and we don't know what happened. And I know everybody in this industry, the first thing in bodybuilding is always the drug use, and John Meadows was a drug head. And if you know anything about John Meadows was very conservative as he got older, and I just ask that people don't rush to judgment. This guy had kids and a family and a wife, and right now we don't know, and you can't have these disorders. They're huge red flags medically. Right now, when you have a blood clotting disorder, it could have been anything, especially in the world of COVID. It could have been that. We don't know. But at 49, it's heartbreaking. His family. I feel for them more than the industry, because ultimately nobody suffers more than those kids and the wife. That's we're going to lose the knowledge, and obviously we get the selfish part where we get the free content and the not just his expertise, and we get to enjoy him, but they're losing the person. That's the heartbreak. So I feel for them. too many guys in this industry do die young. And I always tell people that when you get into this sport and you start getting into lines, that you need to understand that your health needs to come first. That's a trophy. There are costs, and you don't have to cross those lines. You can do things the right way, and you don't have to cross lines. But for the people that do, you need to know what you're doing, and you need to know the risks. And here's, not John specifically, but there's a lot of young bodybuilders and a lot of guys using a lot of stuff, and they don't know what they're doing. And sometimes it's as simple as diuretics. The most dangerous thing in this sport, and I'm going to talk about it, is diuretics. I'm against them. And I'll tell you why, because they can destroy you. You use diuretic wrong, you'll die. Period. Especially in show prep, there's too many people who their sodium potassium gets messed up. Your body is all over the place. I am completely really against using diuretics. I don't like it. I don't think it's necessary. I don't think there's a magic formula. If you're in shape, you're in shape. I was telling him, this show, I didn't change anything. I pumped up. I ate the same way that I eat every day for the last 20 weeks. I had some rice cakes. Hooray for rice cakes. Hadn't had a rice cake, but God love them, I had them. And, pumped up and walked out and performed. I didn't cut my water. I cut it a little bit, but nothing. I didn't do anything drastic because I was in shape. There's no magic formula. I didn't change overnight. I changed over a year. So do what got you there. You know what you look like. If you look good, you look good. If you don't, you don't. It's really simple. So just tell people, be cautious about your health. Don't. If you're going to do this stuff, you really need to know what you're putting in your body. You really need to know and take precautions. And I'm not here to be your parents or preach, but I hear a lot of dumb crap from a lot of people that don't take their health seriously because their buddy's taking this or taking that. And I'm just here to tell you, it's not a game. You are putting stuff in your system. You are putting dangerous things in your system. And if you think that there aren't consequences for it, you're sadly mistaken. Because there's always a consequence. You may not see it today. You may not see it tomorrow. But down the line, you will see a consequence. There's no doubt. It is up to you on what you do with your body and your life. But if you're going to do it, you better be smart about it, and you better take every precaution that you're going to do. It's your decision, your body, your choice. But too many guys, and the thing that bothers me is a lot of these guys are just people that are walking around. They're not even competing. And I've had people talk to me, and I just go, "What do you want to do this stuff for? You're not even competing. Why? So you can impress some dude in the gym? Who gives a crap? You're not a pro." Told him, I said, I don't aspire to be some huge guy. I'm 174 pounds. Look at me. Because my health is more important. I want to have my family, my wife, my mom, my dad. I can run. I can play sports. I'm not here to, die. 42 years old and be 43. I'm not trying to die. I'm trying to be better, be healthier. This is health, GNC supplements, health. Not put a bunch in your body and die. Really? So it's a bad message, and I understand to get to that level, that's what it takes, but that's why I don't do it. Because I don't want to do that. It's not my thing. I want to be here for my family. I want to be 108 years old. I want to be like Moses. I want to be like the old character in the Bible. I want to be like Methuselah. I think he was like 1,000 years old. Not really. I don't think I can take it. I don't think anybody put with me for 1,000 years. But you know what I mean. The longer life, and as I say, get better with age. Not crippled when I'm older. Not I want to be that 70-year-old guy. There, dang man, look at that guy. Like he can keep up. He can keep up with anybody. That's what I want. Appreciate everybody's support, and it's been a great great year. It's feels good to get the first one down, and then we got 3 weeks.